I did not forget about my review of Insecure Season 4, Episode 4, Low-Key Losing It. I even brought some notes. It's just been a crazy, hectic, beyond nutty week. And let's just get into it. So basically, Episode 4, we start with Issa working on her block party flyers, and then, what goes on next? Oh, she breaks into this rap about, Schoolboy Q and Roy Choi, all that extra stuff. Then she gets interrupted when her door gets a knock, and then it's Trina, then her son, of course, Benjamin with the gay daddy, and then a bunch of other tenants, and then, Trina's like, do I look like a magician to you? And then what else happens after that? And then Benjamin, the little sidekick, he always chimes in with his mom, and then he goes, well, do she? Stuff like that. Trina barges into Issa's apartment and then goes to the faucet and turns it on. And then basically Issa remembers something about the date. And then it sounds like it's a maintenance issue, whatever the case may be, and the tenants don't care. They all walk into the apartment after Trina. And then there's one white tenant as well. And then he said that the water shut off feels personal, or whatever the case may be. And then Issa asks if some old dude even lives in the building. Something like that. And then the other dude, Dante, who acts just like Trina, he complains that Issa's apartment smells like flowers, and that's a bad thing. Then there's the other dude who's like real angry, has a deep voice, you know what I mean, and tells Issa by law she's required to give him and the dog a 24-hour notice before water shut off. And Dante mentioned something about an Airbnb, and Issa's like, you can't do that, just like when she had to tell Trina you can't do parties. A bunch of stuff like that. Then Benjamin asks Issa how old she is. Why does her age come up every season? I don't know. And then that was just the first 30 seconds to 60 seconds of the episode. And then in the next scene, it flashes across the screen, as it's been doing every single time, that the block party is 1 month away. And then we go to Molly's apartment, and then she's sitting down getting some work done, has rollers in, and looks like she's been sitting there in pajamas the entire day. Potentially maybe didn't have a shower. She looks a little bit disappointed when she checks to see if she did have a shower or if she smells okay, and I don't think it was all right. Andrew's at the door, and then basically I'm assuming she puts up on her arms because she made him wait for a second. And little does Andrew know that, when he gets in there, he's not coming in to have a good time. Molly got work to do, because when they go to do, Molly can't focus because she want to get down to some work. And basically, she's like, listen, give me about an hour. That hour turns into forever. She comes back, it's like maybe 1 something in the morning. But luckily, Andrew's still there, and Andrew still wants to get down, of course, because, that's just what it is. And let's see, what's next? Issa's at the kitchen table, and then she's sitting there. She answers the phone, and then we've seen this a million times on shows. She answers like it's her office and like she has a personal assistant. And then she gets on the phone and talks in her real voice. And then the printer is calling and basically saying, listen, we need the block party flyers by 5:30 today. Thing about it is that Issa can't seem to find Condola, who was supposed to look over the flyers and, approve the final work. Condola is not returning texts or calls, and basically it looks like Condola has just gone missing, aka canola oil, don't forget, because of the argument that her and Lawrence had about Issa and if he would have left had she not cheated. This was the Thanksgiving episode. Molly is back working again. She's at the office with the 2 ladies that she screwed over last season, the 2 other black co-workers that she had. And they're working late, they're eating takeout, all this other stuff. And then, they're all talking about how they don't have a good work-life balance, how work has gotten in the way of relationships, kids, feeding kids, ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends, all of that good stuff. And then there's another dude, comes in, I think his name is BJ or something like that. And apparently Molly used to know him back in the day or something like that. He eats salads for lunch, plays the guitar, and apparently likes white girls. I don't know, something like that. And apparently he went to Princeton. Let's see. Felicia says something about going home. Stacy cancels a date. And Molly also cancels her listening party date with Andrew like the rest of them have done. You know, they've all canceled stuff to, you know, get into the work in this big case that they're all working on. Let's see. Next scene, they're all going to Tiffany and Derek's house because the moment we've all been waiting for, Tiffany had the damn baby. Finally, they have a daughter. Her name is Simone. She's cute. And, you know, basically, even if she wasn't cute, we ain't telling her. We ain't telling Tiffany that she's not cute. When they pull up to the house, Issa finds a spot right in front. Molly pulls up. Wants the same spot. Issa was there first, and this is the stuff that's becoming annoying about Molly, is that basically she treating her like a stepchild, like, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Issa was there first. Issa, you know, was trying to get into the space. Molly's trying to get into the space. Issa saying she's going to go, when really she's still trying to get into the space. Issa backs up, Molly pulls up, and it happens about a good 3 or 4 times, and then Issa's just like, screw it, let me go circle around again. And then they end up walking up to the house together, and Issa's like, you know you owe me for that space you took from me, right? You're going to have to drive me, you know, and take me back to my car because I had to park so far away. Let's see. By the way, Issa was listening to Michelle Obama's Becoming while she was in the car. And the point I think that they were trying to make is that Michelle was discussing women and friendships while Issa was listening. And I think the other point they were trying to prove is that Molly wanted it her way and Issa gave in. Kind of represents how things have always gone with those two. Long story short, they all get into the house, and who but Nathan, or is what they're walking up to the house, and who but Nathan is on the phone leaving Issa a voice message. So I think we may be seeing Nathan later on, because don't forget he was mentioned when the season first started. Then we get a voicemail. I can guarantee he's going to pop up. And I'm dying to see if he's going to pop up actually at the block party. This will be so dope to see. I can't wait till Sunday. Let's see. Then they get to talking about yoga and self-care Sundays, and they've been missing the last few Sundays, and basically they're both busy on Sundays now. But they agree that they want to try it again and do another day, but you know what? It just probably ain't going to happen no time soon. Let's see. Upstairs, you see Derek and Lawrence looking over the crib. They're talking, and basically Derek goes into full dad mode, talking about how he can't protect his daughter from this, that, and the third, and how little teenage boys are going to try to do certain things to her. Derek asks if Lawrence wants to hold the baby. Lawrence is like, nah, I dropped the burrito earlier. And Derek is like, then hell no, you ain't holding my daughter. And then basically, Derek admits that he did a lot of females wrong and that they're all somebody's daughter and that somebody's going to do the same thing to his daughter. And he's actually right. I say it all the time. Be careful of what you do to somebody's daughter, because that karma, it ain't going to come back on you until you actually have a daughter. But anyway. Let's see. Oh, Derek also says that Simone wasn't actually, you know, planned, but at the end of the day, that, you know, she's the best mistake that he and Tiffany ever made. Let's see. Then we go downstairs to Tiffany, and she's in full mommy mode. She's sick of her mom friends. She ain't bathed in forever. I believe she was sipping wine or champagne while she was breastfeeding. She had the breast pump attached to her. And whatever the case may be, I believe it was like rosé or something like that. The same stuff she was drinking while she was pregnant and they were at Coachella. And let's see. Oh, then they also make this very, very crucial point. Tiffany says doctors weren't listening to her and that she had a blood clot, you know, because she felt faint and this, that, and the third in the hospital. This is very important to pay attention to, and I'm glad they included this. Black women are dying at a very, very high rate in hospitals because they are not being paid attention to, looked after, or listened to. And I'm glad that they included this because it needed to be shared, it needed to be talked about, it needed to be discussed. It was quick, but it needed to be said. Long story short, let's see. Oh, so Molly basically takes Tiffany's story about the hospital and takes it and makes it about her and Andrew. And then Issa makes a joke and says, all right, red table talk, and, you know, mentions Jada Pinkett. And then, you know, Molly and Issa are clearly off course because Molly ain't find it funny. She got very offended and got upset. Then they talk about Issa's, you know, Issa and Kelly and Molly, they're all helping Tiffany and Derek, you know, and Lawrence is there. They're all helping out basically, you know, just trying to help them ease their way and ease this transition into parenthood. So Issa's folding clothes and folding laundry, and then she asks, "Okay, where do these go?" And then Molly takes like a little low key jab and says, "Oh, we decided last week when you weren't here that the clothes are gonna go there." Let's see here. That was low key shade or whatever the case may be. Basically, after that, Tiffany and Molly leave, and Kelly and Issa are sitting there in the living room, and Kelly is interested in trying breast milk. She's just not going to say it outright. But then she also asked Kelly, Issa asked Kelly, has Molly said anything to you? Because things have been weird between us. And what does Kelly say? Something smart. Basically, just confront her and ask her what the problem is. Kelly thought the issue was that Issa slept with Andrew, and Issa was like, "You're completely wrong. You ain't even close to what the issue is." And then let's see. Oh, Lawrence is there. He wants to speak to Issa. They end up talking. They end up going outside, just having casual conversation. Molly's upstairs with Tiffany and looks down and sees Issa and Lawrence, and basically prejudges and completely inaccurately judges the situation, thinks that there's something going on, and there's not. And Molly also tells Andrew over text message that she can't go to the movies because, again, she has to work. And then Molly does the same thing Issa did and asks Tiffany if Issa said anything, and basically, Tiffany just says there might be a breakdown in communication, and what did Molly say? Something about Issa doing old stuff, and basically, I think Molly said Issa points out that she's doing old stuff, but Issa's the one out there talking to Lawrence in the backyard. Long story short, after that, Tiffany calls Issa and Lawrence's, situation complicated, which it is. Let's see. So Issa and Lawrence are downstairs talking. They're basically asking who the baby look like, and they both agree it looks like Kelly. Let's see. Oh, Issa got a phone call while she was at Tiffany and Derek's house. Sorry for that stupid pause. And Schoolboy Q is backing out of the show. He's no longer the headliner for the festival for the block party, and he has not told Issa why. No explanation. She was paying for everything. He's not doing the show no more, so she now needs a new headliner. And Issa thinks of one person, and that's Andrew. He works at Live Nation. She asked Molly to hook it up. Molly has 1,000,001 questions. Did you do something to mess it up? Because it had to be your fault. It had to be something that you did. And Issa's like, look, I just need to fix this. And basically, Molly thought that they were going to be able to talk about Issa's stressful week and her stressful week. Basically, Molly saw that it wasn't going to be that way. She felt used, I'm assuming, and decided that in the end she wasn't going to ask Andrew to do the favor because she doesn't want to mess up her relationship, and she wants to protect it. Finally, she wants to protect something. That's what's interesting. Me personally, I probably would have called Nathan back and been like, yo, can you talk to Andrew because I need a headliner for this whole thing that you really gave me the idea for. Let's see. Oh yeah, and in that moment too, also Molly decides to apologize to Andrew for being, distant and putting work before him and all that good stuff. Let's see. And when Molly did finally call Issa back, Issa thought it was good news. It wasn't. That's when she decided to let her know, I'm not helping you find a headliner, and or I'm not going to talk to Andrew about it. Let's see. Issa looked really defeated after that, and gets off the phone, says she has to finish some work, and then it kind of lets us see why, Issa ends up saying she doesn't really fuck with Molly anymore coming up. And Issa goes to take a shower, and the water issue returns, the one that she didn't let her tenants know about. Sorry for the long rant and late review, but that is my review of Insecure Low-Key. What did I call it this time? What is it called this time? I forgot just that fast. It's late. And Low-Key Losing It. That was my review, Season 4, Episode 4. I will be back this weekend, the same night this time, for Episode 5 for the block party. And I can't wait to see. I'm excited. Y'all should be too. What y'all think about this episode? Who was wrong this time? Who was right this time? And what do you guys think is coming next week? Later, y'all.